Chipping. Hello. Thank you for watching my videos. Today we're going to talk a little bit about chipping. We're just going to do some standard chips. This playing around the green is very, very extensive. But let's start with something basic, which you should all start chipping with what we call a basic chip, and then we will start building up and get into a little bit more complex shots around the green, okay? What is a chip? A chip is a shot where my weight is on the left, my hands are slightly in front of the ball, and my club face is always looking at the ball. Good. So a standard chip is definitely not more than this here, okay? As I said before, with the weight in front, with the hands in front of the ball, and with the club face looking at the ball. I'm just gonna do here a couple of chips. I have here a 58-degree wedge. I will try to bounce the ball on the green and then just let it roll to the hole. So I have absolutely no intention to hit that ball high. It will go high because of the condition of the club. It was a 58-degree. Let me do another one. I will try to hit that one slightly lower. So what I'm going to do, I'm just going to position my ball slightly more to my right shoulder. I will do exactly the same I did before. Good. So I managed to hit a slightly lower ball. Result is more or less the same. This one went a bit over the hole because the ball came lower off the face. Now, this is not the only club I use to do those shots. Because here, playing to that yellow flag over there, I had quite a lot of green in front. But if I would choose the red hole, where I do not have so much green, or almost no green at all, well, yes, I could choose to hit one of those super high and just coming down at the edge, just on the beginning of the green, and then I have to pray that the ball stops. And to be honest, that will not happen so many times. But what I can do, I can change my club, because okay, I could do exactly the same I was doing before, and I could choose my 58. I could bounce it short of the green, and then I hope it would roll on the green and get close to the hole. The problem I have is when I use a club with so much degrees, is that my ball also get more spin. It lands from a little bit higher, and that high grass probably will do that my ball stops, stays short, and it will not make it to the green. But I can change my club, and I could choose an 8-iron. So it is slightly a shorter distance. However, I choose a longer club. I will do the same I did before, with my weight on the left, with my hands in front. I will do a little chip. I will try to bounce that ball a couple of yards in front of me. But because it's an 8-iron, the ball will launch faster, and it will roll nicely through the grass. And bueno, was actually not such a bad shot, pretty decent. But you have seen how that ball, because I used that 8-iron, it rolled much firmer through the grass. The grass did not stop that ball so much. If I would have chosen a 58, most probably that ball would have get stuck in the grass and it would have stopped short. Okay. Now we have a situation where this can become even more extreme, and I probably will not use an 8-iron, because in my world we can use any club to chip, no? And one of those clubs, when you really have a lot of fairway between the ball and the green, you can also choose a hybrid. A hybrid definitely will make the ball roll even better through the grass. It is exactly the same. I will have my weight on the left, my hands in front. I will try that the club face always looks at the ball, and I can roll it through the grass with a hybrid. Okay. Now you see that ball goes way much longer. Okay. The distance I had here from my ball to the beginning of the green was too short. I would choose that if I have more distance, I have more fairway in front of me, and for whatever reason I don't feel comfortable, or I would not like to hit a high shot on the green. Not only because I do not comfortable, or because I think I cannot produce such a high lob shot. No, because sometimes we cannot, because the ball is not always nicely positioned when we play golf on the golf course. And sometimes I maybe have my ball sitting there in a hole, and to be honest, hitting that ball from here with a 58 degree makes it very difficult, and the chances of hitting a fat ball are huge. But if I choose to use a longer club, and it doesn't have to be a hybrid, but again, I can take my 8-iron, where my ball is even worse. It's here poorly positioned, even on the sand in a divot. And I have my weight in front, my hands in front of the ball, and club face aiming to the ball. I hit a low ball. Ooh, that one came up a bit happy here from the club. Let's do that again. Good. So from a poor ball position, just by choosing an easier or a better club for that situation, I have the chance to produce a great shot. Now, we can obviously alter a little bit the trajectory of the ball, even with those standard chips. As I mentioned before, first we can start by changing our ball position. I can position my ball closer to my left shoulder, or I can position my ball more to my right shoulder, which obviously will change the angle of the club. I can do that if you like to make those standard chips with more lofted clubs. However, you can choose longer clubs, and you do not have the need to change the ball position, because an 8-iron anyway is going to launch lower and a little bit faster. But this here, a part of the basic explanation I gave you about having the weight forward, the hands in front, and keeping the club face pointing to the ball, it's about how much you experience, how much you try to figure out by yourself how you can produce different shots, starting with different ball positions, where I position my ball slightly more to my left shoulder, but again, with the weight forward, with my hands in front, with the club face pointing to the ball. And I will achieve a little bit higher shot with a ball who stops faster. And if I do the same shot, but this time, like I did before, I'm going to put this one even more towards my right shoulder, the same weight on the left, the hands in front, club face pointing always to the ball. This one probably I cannot even bounce it on the green, Another one. Good. So that one came off way much lower of the club face. And I had to bounce it short of the green, because if I bounced it on the green, it would have been way too long. What else can we do? Well, we can change our club face. We can open the club face more. As more I open my club face, as more height I will get in my ball. It's not only by positioning the ball at B0 or positioning the ball at B7, B8, B9. No, I can just open my club face. Now, when I open my club face, obviously, yes, the weight is on the left, my hands are in front of the ball, but now my club face is not pointing to the ball anymore, because I open my club face. So the club face cannot look to the ball anymore, because the club face is open. So I can do exactly the same little standard chip, just with an open club face, weight in front, hands in front, little shot, and this ball will definitely launch higher. Just by opening a little bit the club face. What you always have to remember is that we cannot hit a golf ball in the way we would like that the ball flies. Because the biggest mistake, and 99% of all those players who struggle chipping around the green, is because they try to produce a high shot, and what they do is they try to hit the ball up. And we cannot hit up on the ball. We only can hit up on the ball when our ball is positioned higher. For example, with the driver, when the ball is on a tee. When our ball is on the ground, our club always has to move towards the ground. This is the main reason why we chip with the weight on the left and with the hands in front of the ball. Because as long as my hands are in front of the ball, my club head tends to move towards the ground. At the moment my club head past my hands, my club head is start moving upwards. And this is where you hit me, the thin balls, the fat balls. And fat balls are not good, but when you chip and you hit a fat ball, okay, you stay short of the green like the one I hit before. But, okay, I have there another chance. But when we hit thin balls, the ball will go all the way over the green on the other side, okay? The ball will travel 5 times longer than you actually wanted to hit the ball. So getting a proper impact by staying in front of the ball, by hitting down on the ball, is crucial for any shot you want to do around the green. So again, we can open that club face even more. The same with the weight forward, hands in front of the ball, okay? The only thing happens now that when, as more I open my club face and as more degrees I get on my on that club face, the ball obviously will fly higher, but it also will fly shorter. So probably if with such an open club face I have now, and with that little short swing I was doing before, I would probably not even manage to get it on the green. So if I would like to play, still like to play to that pin there, which is a little bit further away, well, now obviously my swing will have to be bigger. But it still is a chip. I have almost not moved my wrists at all. I definitely have not tried to cock my wrists to make a pitch shot. No, it still is a chip. And probably I could do that playing to this shorter red hole where we used before an 8-iron and the hybrid, and I still could open that club face. The same with the weight forward, the hands in front, Just keeping that club face open, hitting down on the ball. I think I can do better than that. Yeah. So, a way much higher shot, way softer, but it still is a chip. So, this is the first stage for everybody to start becoming better around the green, just by doing those, learning to do those little standard chips. Just start with your wedge, whatever degrees you have, but also try to use all the clubs in your bag. We only use today an 8-iron, and we use the hybrid, but any club in your bag is good. I can take a 6-iron here. I'm going to position that one also here a little bit in the hole, in a bad position where I cannot use my sand wedge, or it's very hard to use my sand wedge. And I can take a 6-iron, the same, hands in front, weight on the left, little shot. That one came up a little bit hot from the face. Try that again. That's going to be better. Good. So I hope you enjoyed the video today. Practice that a lot. Hit balls too, but practice me a lot of short game, because if you want to lower your score, you will do it here and not on the driving range. Don't forget to subscribe, give us a like. See you soon.